Balanced sheets and beating hearts. In Milton, love learns to count the cost and pay it. Elizabeth Gaskell binds romance, not to fantasy, but to courage, conscience, and change. Welcome back to Haunted Pages. Today, we arrive at one of the most beloved and quietly revolutionary love stories in Victorian literature. But this isn't a romance of swooning or sweetness. It's a romance built on corrected vision, changed hearts, revised assumptions, and the slow courage of forgiveness. Gaskell asks, what if love begins the moment two people finally tell the truth about themselves? Margaret and Thornton begin their story deeply, almost comically, mistaken about one another. Margaret sees a stern and prideful master, a man who protects a system that she cannot understand. Thornton sees a haughty Southern lady, too refined, too quick to judge the North. What changes everything is not lightning, not fate, but truth. Margaret learns that Thornton's severity hides discipline earned through suffering. Thornton learns that Margaret's compassion is not naive sentiment, but moral strength. When they begin to see each other clearly, the story finally has room for grace. Gaskell understands something profound. Love is not a feeling, it is an act of stewardship. And Margaret's charity becomes the hinge of the whole narrative. She gives not just from her purse, but from her courage, her willingness to enter messy places, the strike, the meal, the rooms where grief and hunger are not tidy or polite. Later, her financial help, that pivotal moment, is not pity, it is partnership. She believes Thornton's leadership is worth saving because the people connected to him are worth saving. And that belief becomes the most romantic gesture in the book. One of the loveliest scenes in North and South is simple. A mill owner offering tea and improved conditions to his workers. The break room, this ordinary space, becomes a kind of communion. People talk, books are offered, the workday becomes more humane. Thornton, inspired by Margaret, begins to lead not by control, but by compassion. And Gaskell whispers to us, this is what love does. It reforms the world it touches. And then, that moment, the meeting between Margaret and Thornton near the end of the novel is one of the most deeply earned reunions in Victorian fiction. Pride is laid down. Misunderstanding dissolves. Honesty finally speaks, and neither retreats from the weight of it. He has lost his business. She has lost her family. They meet not as master and lady, nor as north and south, but as two people humbled and strengthened by suffering. And in that humility, love finds its opening. Gaskell does not promise utopia, but she does promise stewardship. The belief that compassion needs structure, resources, intention. Real reconciliation must be lived out. In the world of North and South, love gets a ledger line. It becomes policy, action born from grace. Thornton longed for a love that would strengthen him to nobler endeavors, and he finds it, not in flattery, but in truth spoken with kindness. For your reflection this week, what is one ledger line in your life you could rewrite with mercy? A relationship, a habit, a way of thinking about someone? Where could compassion become your new accounting? Each story leaves a trace, a light that lingers long after the page is turned. Join me soon for our next Gothic industrial journey as we move from Milton into the harsher world of hard times.